Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Natasha Makes. We are still in our new studio, as you can see, trying to get some light on this on here. So please bear with us. Our new lighting arrives later on in the week. But for now, we're just going to go with what we've got, which is great, and we're very grateful for what we do have. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Anytime you start in a new studio, everything feels a little bit disjointed. Where is everything? Trying to find everything. It's a bit like when you get a new car and things are almost in the same place, but not quite. So bear with us as we eke and tweak and change things around, and as new stuff arrives, because we realise that we need it. These aren't the finished camera angles, but we are getting there. We are getting there. Look, I tried to bring in a little bit more light with this. It's one of my favourite lamps. I just love it. There you go. Doesn't need to be in the shot. So what have we got for you today? Well, today I have got some really beautiful fabrics for you. I'll move some of these rulers out the way for now. Obviously you will be starting to receive one of your Tilda fabrics, and if you looked at your Friday deals, then you will have seen that you've had some absolutely cracking deals as well on these. So we're kind of keeping the spotty thing going. So let's have a look. What do I mean by that? Now this is quite dark, I know, but you can get the idea of what we've got going on here. These are the chambray basics. Now Tilda's chambrays actually come in way more expensive than her actual normal fabrics, and it's just in how they're made. So the actual yarn is dyed rather than printed, and away it goes for a chambray on these ones. So one side, the warp is one colour, the weft is another. And this is a really beautiful tone. You've got your greys in there, your stones, your neutrals, and then you've got a little hit of green. Now, I would say that if you were someone that had maybe bought the Tilda in the reds from the latest collection, that this would be a lovely addition to be popping in there. But then also rather lovely if you bought this one as well. So this one, if I show you here, this was the duck egg, which just sold out in moments. But look, you can pick out the reds, you can pick out the greys in there, and you've also got that green. So really beautiful. But then equally this one has got the duck egg. So we've got two different colour bundles here. So you've got your winter ones and then you've got your spring ones. You've got 9 fat quarters of your chambrays there. There we go. Which are absolutely beautiful. Now, we have tried to do our best with prices on here, and these were our Friday deals. So if you buy one, you get the second one half price. That is the very best that we can do. But they do make a beautiful addition into your stash, because the texture of these is absolutely stunning. Now, if you love a spot, which I do, then we've got a gorgeous bundle for you today. Still Tilda. Here we go, still Tilda. However, this one is all your spots. So we've got two different sort of pinky reddy shades, 2 blues, and then a grey and a mustard, which work really beautifully together. And what we're going to look at today is a very quick, simple make that you can use with your scraps. So make these out of whatever you want. Maybe you're buying these to keep. By the way, the price on this is incredible. And if you are a member, oh my goodness, even better. Let's talk about that. So the reason that we are pre-recorded today is because we are on a members Zoom. So what does that mean? It means that today I'm doing a live Zoom call with our lovely members who pay a monthly subscription. You can join or leave whenever you wish, but your subscription pricing stays at the price when you join. If you go away and come back, it stays at the price where you come back and join again. So all the time you remember, you are fixed at that price. And we do a monthly Zoom, and this week we're doing like a folded pouch, which is really, really gorgeous. And that's what we're busily doing. So people can ask questions, get involved, interact. Some people just lurk in the background and never come on camera and never say anything, and that's absolutely fine too. So it's very, very, it's a very friendly group. And but it's also adaptable to how you like to be. So if you like to be involved, get involved. If you just like to lurk, then lurk. If you want to show us everything that you've made, then we really do encourage that. We love to see that as well. So it's a really beautiful, friendly group, and we meet once a month on a Monday. If you can't do the Monday, that's absolutely fine. We do record the sessions so that you can join in and rewatch them at any time. But members also are getting incredible discounts. The last discount, just to give you an idea, if they'd joined at the original price, the last discount would have covered their year's subscription. That's how crazy the discount was. So they are getting big discounts. So it makes sense whether you want to join the Zooms or not. Even if you just want those discounts that these members are getting, it makes sense to join. Right. So let's have a look at these fabrics, because they are gorgeous. Now they're going to sit in your stash. You can use them as blenders. You can use them as absolute standalone pieces. A spot is incredibly versatile. Use it instead of a plain. Use it. I mean, look at that. If you just had that as the main event, it's really, really beautiful. And it's got sort of oh, I can zoom, can't I? Keep forgetting that I can zoom. Haha. So if I show you these here, you can see they're not just a flat background. They do actually have more texture in that background. Now you can buy these individually, you can buy these as a fat quarter bundle, but the discount for you if you are non-members is in the ½ meter bundle. That's where your discount sits. Now, can I also add in, I bought this just because I loved it. And I sort of kind of done it as a ½ meter heaven because this was exquisite. There was only half a bolt left at my supplier. It's a Tilda fabric. It's beautiful. This is what I'm going to be demoing in for the Zoom, and this is your Autumn Rose in Lilac. And I just think that that is exquisite. So we've done that kind of as a ½ meter heaven where we match. I've got this incredible green that goes with it, where we match those together, and they just work beautifully. So that will be my lining, that'll be my outer, and that will be absolutely spectacular. So that is on sale today as well. Like I say, I could only get a ½ bolt, so I don't have very much of that, but if you love it as I do, maybe just pop that in your basket, you know, just because you can, really, just because you can. Right, let's have a look then at what we're going to make today. So your instructions for these are really quite simple. You can make these any size that you like, okay, because we're going to start off just with some wadding. Now you can use any wadding that you've got left over. That's no problem. If you've got a bit left, it doesn't have to be. I'm using H640. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be H640 at all. I'm going to be governed by, I found this zip and I thought, well, actually, this works quite nicely with all of these. So let's go with that. There we go. So I'm still getting used to the zoom. And the thing is, we're still waiting for another camera to arrive. So we will be presetting different things in for it at some point. It all gets quite complicated. I don't really understand. So you're going to cut yourself your wadding. Whee! Might be that you've got some left. And again, this is a technique that you can scale up, scale down. You can use it as a quilt if you like. It's sort of a kind of a quilt as you go, I guess. But let me just see. Yeah, it is sort of an any size situation will do. So that is 9 inches. That is end, so that works really beautifully. So if I cut this in half, then I know that I have got my, there we go. My outside, my two outside interfacing pieces are done. I know that even if I put an end, which I will, I'll put little fabric scrap ends on the end of my zip there, then that's going to work really beautifully. And also I'm not making that zip go right to the end, so that when I sew around, I don't have to sew over all the bulk. That's kind of a good thing in my book. We don't necessarily want all of that bulk. So what are we actually going to do? So we're going to take each of these fabrics, oh, no, that. We're going to take each of these fabrics and we're just going to cut a slither. So this is really and truly a it's kind of a scrappy make. So if you've got a scrap bundle and you've got little bits. When I first got my Stripology ruler, and I wrapped up all the Stripology rulers, so they will be on their way to you. We had to unpack quite a lot of boxes first before we had enough packaging. They take quite a lot of packaging, those Stripology rulers. So yeah, I've done I had to unpack a lot of boxes in order to get you your Stripology, but they should be on their way to you in the next little while. So when I first got my Stripology ruler, I think I might have done too many layers. Let's try with this one. I've been cutting all the planes and everything as well with this blade, so probably could do with a little rest. But when I first got my Stripology ruler, oh, it really is absolutely blunt as anything. Let's pop in a new blade. When I first got my Stripology ruler, I went through everything that I had, all my scraps, and just tried to cut them into as many different sizes as I possibly could. I have a horrible feeling this is an old blade as well. I don't know where all my new blades are. I need to get, do you know what I need to get? I need to get those packs where you get 10 blades. Yeah, actually put that. What do you put your old blades and stuff in? I have a sharps box. The sort of thing that diabetics would put their sharps in. And that's where I put mine, so I can then take it. And I have a horrible feeling though I've just put an old blade in. It's kind of the basics, isn't it, really? Have a sharp blade. Sharper than that one. But I do need, you think we've been cutting all of those Tildas, we've been cutting all of those plain bundles. Yeah, I do deserve some nice new blades. I'm just going to cut a 2-inch strip. Now when I first got my Stripology, this was what I did. I just cut strips. The beautiful thing about Creative Grids is that they've all got that nice grip technology. This doesn't need to be, which is the non-slip grip. If you're new to Stripology rulers, right, just have a look at these. Whee! Can you see all of these? These are inbuilt non-slip grip. So your ruler doesn't slip around. Like I just did that on a 2-inch, didn't shift. Did not shift, not at all. Not at all, not a problem. And that's the absolute joy of it. So when you get your new Stripology ruler, because I know a lot of you have got them, I know because I packed them. Don't overdo it with the numbers. I've got a bit unnecessary there. You can see I can put pressure on there. It's not going to slip at all. Line up the bottom fold along a straight line, and then ruler blade in there and push away. With a sharp blade I can do at least 8 layers of fabric. But like I say, my blade today is not sharp. It's reminded me that I do need to get some more of those packs of 10 rotary cutter blades. So if you have a look, by the time that this show goes out live, hopefully we will have got those back into stock, because they are really, really, really useful. And they were titanium coated, I believe, and we always could do them at a great price. So just have a little look and see, and if not, pop a message in. If I've forgotten, pop a little message in. There we go. Now you can see there that the fabric is just sort of wincing away. That's just because I've got lots of layers. There we are, that's better. And I had it too close to the edge. So you do want to like give it a little chance. But there are all my strips. Beautiful. Now, what we're going to do, and you can do these as straight strips or diagonal strips, but I think what I want to do with mine is probably some diagonal strips. So I could go straight across from there to there, if I wish, with a pen, that. And what I'm going to do is take my strips, and I can trim these back. Let's pop them right sides together, and so that and put them on or just over that diagonal line. So if we pop them 1/4 of an inch to that side, then we're going to go on that diagonal. So when you draw that diagonal line, you might want to draw actually where the edge needs to be. So that diagonal line is actually going to be our sewn line, that first one. But of course we need to have a seam allowance that is 1/4 of an inch away. And if you want to, so I've got my strips right sides together, and if you want to pop a little pin in there, stop it shifting around as you go, then do. But we're going to sew straight across there. If you want to put a walking foot on, then do. I found my feet. I found my feet. Can you believe it? I'm so excited. But I actually found my feet. No, not that far. Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. I haven't got the hang of this, have I, at all? These will be, at some point, when the new camera arrives, these will be preset. It's just that the new camera is going to go where this one goes. And you can do this with any size strip, so you can vary the size strips. It's entirely up to you. That's the really nice thing about it. Whee, out we come. Is that you can vary it as much as you want. So then you can finger press or press that apart. I'm going to just finger press for now. And I'm going to work now up this side. So I'm going to find the next colour that I want. I'm going to do one side that's darker and one side that's lighter. And if you want to, because this is H640, get my iron out. Oh, I wonder if, no, wrong way. Just like, it's just as you see it in the thing. Why can't you understand this? I don't get it. I don't get it. Helps if I turn it on. I'll turn my iron on, but then you see I can press on there if I wish. So I'm just going to place my next strip onto there. I'm not going to lie, I am really happy though with all the angles that we've got and that we're working on getting. this isn't the final thing. And then we're going to sew just down there again. So right sides together again. So like I say, you can be doing this on your H640. If you've got some of our wadding scrap bundles, well, they are absolutely perfect for this. Absolutely perfect for this. And then again, just pressing away, you can trim that fabric back. And then I'm going to spin it around, go in with my lighter pink. So I've got sort of darker colours there, lighter colours here. That's what's so delicious about this bundle. And it is a delicious bundle. I do really love it. But again, we'll sew down there. You can't resist a spot, can you? They're just joyful. They are just joyful. My mum, bless her, she came and helped us a little bit with moving, and actually what she did was she had a little play with our plain fabrics. We were just seeing about where we were going to place stuff, and she's like, do you know what? She said, I hadn't realised just how beautiful the colours can be. I'm like, yep, that's the one, Mum. That is the one. And it's true. You know, these colours are absolutely gorgeous. So you could do this with your plains bundles. It doesn't have to be with fancy schmancy fabrics or anything like that. And then sew down. So we're just going to keep repeating, really. And then how much quilting you want to do once we've got these down is up to you. But the other thing is, you know, a lot of people save their selvages. And certainly on the new Tilda, the selvages are absolutely beautiful. You could save those. You could absolutely save those. Just see if... This is what I mean. Everything is sort of in the same place, but not. It's not quite in the same place. But this table is very cool. And it's one that we had. We bought this. Crikey. We bought this table when Sewing Quarter shut. It was one of the tables that they'd had as a sample. And I bought it from them when Sewing Quarter shut. And it's been Jane's table, really. I haven't had a look in with it. And when obviously space became paramount because we've downsized, we just couldn't find anything of the same size when we were looking, and we were up against a time deadline. I was like, actually, I could make this into a mini studio desk and it will be fabulous. So that's exactly what I've done. And I'm just getting used to it, but I love it. And another reason that we haven't quite got all of the angles quite right is because I'm waiting. You get little cutouts that you then sit into. So someone in Germany is busily cutting me a little cutout for my sewing machines, because I didn't have them for my sewing machines. I appear to have a small dog. Minnie, what are you doing in here? Who has let you out? Who has let you out? And so then, if you want to, you can then repeat. You can do, like I say, you can do these in any size. It really doesn't matter. And it's just that repeat. And then once you've got them down like that, oh, look at that. Then you can always start again and go through with your next colours. Just when you're cutting, just be mindful that it does have to cover when it goes like that. If I'd have turned my iron on earlier, I would have been pressing these as I went. See how hot it's got. Let's give that a go. Whoop. How am I going to do this without twisting it every time? Oh, I did not turn on the steam. I'm doing well, aren't I, this morning? Well done, mate. Now, somewhere around here, I do actually have some starch spray, which I could have put on instead of steam. We will find everything. We're still in that stage of unpacking, finding, being reunited with things. It's really lovely. It makes you appreciate them all the more. So at this point, you can trim everything back. You can quilt if you want. You can go in the opposite direction and you can sew those lines in the opposite direction. It's entirely up to you. We're not going to do that just for time. So what we're going to do instead is just trim this back. Oh, I can hear little flip-flops of Josh's feet. You alright, Josh?
Yeah, good.
Have you found coffee? He's already had a bacon sandwich. We're just recording in here. Yeah, so anyway, lots of people use their save their salvages, and this would be a beautiful salvage project where you could keep your salvages and sew them all on. But isn't that just a lovely finish? You can ombre them, you can then, if you want to, you can quilt through that way. It's entirely up to you. Now, this is the zip that I'm going to use. So you can do this any size that you like. I was governed by the size zip that I had, and that's absolutely fine. I'm going to do it with this piece here. I have a horrible feeling someone had hold of my scissors during the move. Yes, they have. These were not blunt before. I have a feeling they've been used on package taping and everything. I wonder if, when I find my sharpener, I can bring them back to life. Don't know. So, just to make a zip tab end is pretty simple. You cut yourself a little square. These measurements are all obviously in your instructions if you wish. But like I say, for this pouch, it's very easy just to make it your own size. No problem at all. But just fold the ends into the middle and then cover it. Oh, listen, now my iron heats up. And it just means that you don't have to see the ends of your zips. Whee! There we go. And you can finger press. So finger press in half, in and in, and again. That just needs to cover that end. That's all that needs to do. And then, nope. There we are. I will get to grips with this. I promise. And so you've got your zip there. And then we're just going to measure this. And actually just in the quilting, can you see how much that has just shrunk down a little bit? And that's absolutely fine. We can cope with that. But this is the measurement that you're now going to use. You can quilt the back, by the way. You can do the back exactly the same as you did the front. But for time's sakes, I'm just going to pick one of these fabrics. Have one as a lining. What should we line in? Should we line in the grey and the silvery colour? And then have, well, it's me, isn't it? It's going to be, oh no, actually, because we've got that, oh, it's so tricky. It's so tricky to know. I might go with the blue. I'm so predictable. I do know that I am predictable. That's absolutely fine. And you're just going to cut everything to this size. That's going to be your template if you want. And that's a really easy way to work with any project really, especially bags or pouches or anything like that. Just use one. If you make one size or you have a panel, say this would work really beautifully if you've got those ODL panels, you're not quite sure what to do with them, use this technique where that is your template. So I'm going to cut out of the grey 2 lining pieces and then 1 backing piece out of the blue, and this is my template for size. And if you need to just straighten everything up, then do. So what I can now do is take my blue, add that to the back, interface that onto there. It needs some sort of steam. Is my steam up and running yet? Let's have a look. That's better. Let's pop my iron away. Very clever, this desk. So these are now my outside pieces. Okay, and these are going to be my lining pieces there. Quilter's wash away tape, of course, and our zip is going to go in here. You can trim away these bits if you want, you don't have to, they're not going to show. Do you know why I went with this zip? It's because of the pull, because it was like the little bits there. I can also see if I can get some more of these actually, because they're really good fun. So check out the website, see if I've managed to get hold of some of these. Quilter's wash away tape, always your friend. And again, this is going to depend on which way you want yours. I want this to be here so that when I hold it, because I'm right-handed, I open it like that. So I'm going to, on this top edge, put this other piece on. So that's going to go right sides together there. I'm just going to centre it like so, flip it over and then run my tape along the back edge there. Oh, hello, and I've got a cat. Where have you come from? They are just getting used to everything and everywhere. You've got wet paws. Who has let you in? You're not meant to be in here. Go away. It's naughty Morty. Oh, get off. Go on, go away. He's missed breakfast this morning. That's why he's here. And he's just looked at the cat. At the dog, and the dog's gone, hell no. Morty, go away. Right, let's get this sewn, with or without a cat, this morning. Go on, out the way. They're just at the unceremoniously dumped on the floor. Poor Morts. he is the cat that oh, there goes my iron. He is the cat that will run down. Well, actually no, I've seen him basically surf down a flight of stairs and to be ready to smack me in the face when he gets to the bottom. So I don't feel too bad in plonking him on the floor. He is very much Freddie's cat. And then we're just going to sew down there. But I'm filming this on a weekend. I tried to do it really early, but the light wasn't there. So then the children woke. So we've got that top stitch there, and then we can add onto the other side. And then it is as simple as just putting any pouch together. So use your scraps, use whatever you've got. I just really love that effect and those colours. They just went to make, I just love them. And when I saw them, I was like, everybody needs happy spots. They're happy fabrics. That's what it is. And today, it's a very happy price as well. So if you love your Tilda, it's like cave. I love cave spots. I just love a spot. And all these designers do slightly different ones, don't they? So normally we use a plain fabric for our lining, so you never really get to see. When you make the zip sandwich, it is right sides together. So you can see I'm right sides together with my lining on the back there. And that is that zip sandwich. And then just sewing down 1/4 of an inch. And then opening up and just giving that a little, you can either give it a press or just a little pull, just to make sure that you're not getting any of that side of the lining. Move your pins out the way. Oh, these are truly happy fabrics. Top stitching is going to do there is just keep a little bit of my quarters wash away tape. I can wash that away, or just scratch that down into there later. There you go. Now, if we want to box the bottom, we could have it just as a normal pouch. If we want to box the bottom and add a little bit of depth, that's all a box bottom is doing, is adding just that little bit of depth for you, and space at the bottom of your pouch. So where did my pen go? I've made such a mess. The bigger the square that you cut, obviously the larger, the more roomy that pouch is going to be. So let's go here for 1.5 inches. And if you've got scissors that aren't blunt, then you might be able to go through all those layers in one. Should we find out? Shall we? Should we find out? Did I do that? Hmm. What did I do? Good, nobody's touched these scissors. I'd been gutted if I'd touched these scissors because I can't get any more of these. There we go. So that's just going to box the bottom. And now we're going to go right sides together with our outer fabrics, right sides together with our lining fabrics. Make sure you open up that zip. And if with the zip you need to push it anywhere, push it into the lining side there. Okay, I'm going to start. So, whoops, no, down a bit, in a bit, meant to zoom in. Whee! Shall we do the technique whereby we do the box bottom bits as we go? If we're going to do that, then what I'm going to do is leave my gap in my turning through gap in one side, and I will start sewing then on my lining here. Stop, and then swizzle everything around. If you've got them pinned together, that can help, but I haven't. Just make sure those fabrics are together as you then slide them. Do you know what, I am just going to pin those because it saves having any kind of battle. With larger projects you can often get away without, but just sometimes you might just want to just pop a pin in just to help. There you go. And all that's done is just help that turn and just hold those fabrics together for me. And then I'm going to lift and then pop right up against the needle and carry on sewing. And I'm going to make sure that where it goes through onto my outer fabrics goes neat. So if I was pinning, that would be a place, that point that I would pin. Okay, and again, the outer fabrics, because they've got wadding, tend to behave themselves a little bit better. And then round we come. Now what this is doing in not breaking our thread as we do this is quite simply making boxing those bottoms a little bit easier. So let's zoom out. Oh no, wrong way. And we can layer these up as we do them. So I can. That is my outer fabric. You can see there I can do one way, one the other, and then on the same side, if I want to, I can pin that if I want to. And you might you might not want to do it this way. Oh, that's a mighty pin, isn't it? But you can then do your lining, pull that apart and layer it up. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you can layer that up, and then those are attached. In my perfect pouch I do show you how to do that. If that feels like too much, then just do it this way. But if you want your lining so that it doesn't shift, then you can layer one on top of the other here. Like I say, the perfect points pouch, I think that was what we called it in the end, has got all of those tips and tricks in there. So this is sort of a midway version whereby, yes, we've done those box bottoms where we sew them together so that they makes them easier to then baste, but we haven't then layered them up. And as you go around and you make different pouches, you'll choose to do different things. It's like having ingredients, isn't it? And what ingredients you choose to add is entirely up to you. But I particularly find this method where you've got that little thread in between, it just means that it's there and they hang together so much more easily. No, wrong one. Zooming out. No, zooming out. I'm all back to front today. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so we've got a turning through gap in the side. We left our zip open, high-fiving ourselves for that. And the thing is, if you've got a large piece of wadding, you can do entire quilts with this technique. You can just make massive swathes of fabric and then cut as many fronts and backs and what have you as you like out of them as you go. And then you just sew up your turning through gap, give that a little press, and hey presto, how sweet is that? We just give that a little quick little press. Ooh, this swizzles around as well. Do you know what? I'm finding out so much about this desk, it's brilliant. So yeah, there you go. You can do this any size you like. This technique is very, very beautiful for quilts or anything that you like. You can quilt it that way as well, should you wish. Just need to sew up your turning through gap, but there you have it. One very, very sweet pouch, and you can make that out of your scraps or out of your most beautiful fabrics that you have here. There we go. That's today's show, everybody. Tomorrow Jane is making the most exquisite folded fabric technique centerpiece for your table, for your Christmas table. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. You just need 2 contrasting fabrics and it is really, really, really gorgeous. I love this. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So grab your deals today, grab your Tilda fabric deals today. They are all there for you. If you're a member, don't forget to use your discount. If you'd like to become a member, then on our Natasha Makes website, if you head down to the members area, then it's Natasha McCarty Designs. That's what you can be a part of today. So thank you very much for joining me. It's lovely to have your company, as ever. Take care. Have a great Monday. Jane is back with us tomorrow. Oh yes, after our hollybobs. And so we will see you then. Obviously, I've been chatting too much on one thing, so this now needs refreshing. But thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you. There we go. I'll see you tomorrow here with Jane, and then on Wednesday, depends what fabrics have come in. I've got so many ideas. My head is starting to burst with ideas again, which is great. But look at that, isn't that cute? Take care. Thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you so much for buying, because that's how we stay on your screens. I know we're a little bit behind with orders, but we are ploughing through them, so please do bear with us as we get those out the door for you. You might have days where you get a few packages in one go, but thank you ever so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow here with Jane. Take care. Lots of love. Bye bye.